showtime.
Only slabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here, and for the Great Wall of Comics today, I'm excited because we have a great guest on with us. But before I can bring the guest on, I have to bring in my partner, ladies and gentlemen, from the great north of Canada. I don't know if it's really that far north. He's just barely across the border, but it's norther than I am. That's for damn sure. Chris, how the hell are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. The Great White North. Yeah. You know what's interesting though? The most
It's
southern
not
tip
white.
oh yeah, it's white. The great,
Oh, okay.
especially this time of year. Just let's look at my family's home province of Newfoundland. They're about to get nailed. The most southern tip of Ontario is actually at the same parallel as the northern tip of California. Interesting fact.
And that is still further north than me.
Yes, it's not by much though.
Only about 300 miles.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. But okay, let's
go.
go.
It's a lot of clicks.
Okay, that makes sense.
More than you want to walk, that's for sure. Joining us again for his second appearance on the show, a fabulous first appearance for us. So we're so glad that after his first appearance and we eased him into the whole thing, he agreed to come back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Instagrammer Sabat and Ken. Ken, how you
everybody.
doing, sir? Thanks for joining us again.
Welcome back, Ken.
Hey, thanks. Great to
Glad
see you
that you
guys
enjoyed
again.
yourself the first time enough to be willing to subject yourself to us again.
Yes.
So, Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
You're kicking off. You are the first guest of 2024.
Yeah.
And I decided that January 2024, that's going to start the new season. So this is now season 5 of OnlySlabs. You're the first episode of season 5 of OnlySlabs. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh, goodness gracious. Guys, everybody, of course, to give your love up to the Twerking Tyler. That intro will be going away soon. I am actually going to finally retire Twerking Tyler once he gets his C3 tramp stamp that he promised. Once he does that, we will retire that and we will be doing a new intro. My idea is to do a countdown using different comic books that have appeared on this show. Guests doing it, and so we'll put together a list of those books, and we're actually going to have our viewers vote on which order they should appear as we do our countdown. So that's my plan. I kind of came with that idea, but first we have to have Tyler actually follow through on his commitments. Let's play Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, they certainly are having fun, and Shop is here, all ready from some slabby goodness. Liz Crucius rhymes in, says hooray. Timothy PJR, hello all. Hulk Collector 82, hey. Liz Crucius, of course, letting us know that he's allegedly from New Mexico. Robert Monroe, good afternoon. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Wellbore, saying hello to everybody stopping in. Thank you. 25 Perez, hello from Florida. How's the weather in Florida right now? I don't even know.
Better than here.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Let's see here. We got Cliff on Comics, Slabby Good Times. Now we know it's probably almost the same weather that you got where you're at, where he's at, sort of.
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
He's in the city, yeah.
Anachronic Comics, who I know is on his way out of New York, heading down to the Florida area. He's a snowbird now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. He's earned it.
That's the dream, man. Let's be honest.
Right. Actually, I think I just went visit my parents in Palm Desert for Christmas, and I think there's more Canadians in Palm Desert right now than there are in Canada. They all have homes there for the winter. Steve White, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning to you. Collecting with Durs. He's off work at 3 today. Nice. Going to be rushing home for some slabbing action. Absolutely. Hope to see you soon. Chris, son of a Bruce. Chris we were just talking about backstage. He let us know that he got his copy of Ultimate, because he runs an LCS, so he's got his books early, and he took a moment to peruse Ultimate Comics or Ultimate Spider-Man #1, and has said, if you didn't already put it on your pull list, you should make sure you grab it. That it's good. I'm excited for that. I'm so excited for a potentially reunited Peter and Mary Jane, and maybe a little bit of joy in his life. Just a little bit.
I'm just looking for some joy with a good Spider-Man comic.
Well, there's that.
It's been
Bad
tough,
but
man.
true.
It's been tough.
Austin LeMay, happy hey gang, Goon Squad, Comic Army. Yes, you know what's great too is I saw a lot. There's a lot of purple mustaches now in the so the little thing is purple is the new 12 is the 12-month members. So a lot of we flipped over 12 months officially now. So as membership's been live on this channel, so all the earliest members are now getting their new purple mustache. Dr. Von Hoot, how you doing? Evening all. It is Slabber Day. Let's see here. Who else we say? Oh, of course, Chris the Comic Vet. He's almost ready. I hope you get ready soon. Mad Spidey, good morning from Australia. Cup of Comics here. Hello. Trev the Shipping Guru.
Well,
let's see. Dead Man calling over from the UK, along with Wayne Deacon. Brian LCS. Here, he's ready to go. Taylor Winder, the king of all nerds. Hit the like button, jerkwads. Well, I thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you reminding everybody, although they're not all jerks. Mr. Comics 89, hey everyone, where's the new host? I don't know what that means. You can get rid of me already?
I think you might be referencing Beckerman and Mike, who did a great job last week for filling in for me.
Co-host.
Go to work.
Mike is the understudy. He's the official understudy now. Yeah.
So thank you,
because Chris believes that he should have a life outside of OnlySlabs every once in a while. I haven't figured that out yet. I missed it in his contract. But so he's entitled to a few days off apparently. Let's see here. Who else we got here? The real James Willie here, as opposed to that fake James Willie. Let's see. Who else? We got to say hello to everybody because that's the rules. Brian Barrick, hello. How are you? Yep, welcome. Season 5. That's right. There you go. Dropping that 12-month badge. Very good. Thank you. Comics with Murdoch. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
On your pickup. That Daredevil #1. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is a book. I will admit this finally. Way too late. I am adding it to my list of books I should get. I should have picked 2 years ago when it was not hit, and I'll wait a while still. But
well deserved, like the biggest Daredevil fan we know too. So congratulations, Chris.
Jean Malo, hello. Thank you for joining us today, sir. Yeah, actually, when I was looking through his IG page, I don't think there's anything that's not Daredevil.
Yeah. And he updates the list too. Like he's hardcore. I have a lot of respect for that. Yeah. Good dude.
Let's see here. Adventurous Joe's in the house. Hello, thank you. And let's see, have I gotten everybody? I'm thinking maybe. I'm flipping through. Oh, there he is. The twerking one himself. I hope you heard the news that we may retire you. Once you get your tattoo, we'll retire your dancing twerk intro. Let's see here. Who else we got? The king of all letterers, Mr. Justin Birch himself. Yes, Justin, let me know. Did you complete both books that you were lettering yesterday? That's the question. Found out also something where, it's awful. He doesn't get paid for all his having to rework stuff. They go make a bunch of changes after he letters a book, and then he's got to do it again for free. That's rubbish.
It's still a dream job. I don't care what anyone says. Like, what do you do for a living? I letter comic books.
I don't know.
So you get to read the books like 6 months in advance. Like, come on.
It's a job. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. We got hey, Mrs. Tootsie's is here.
Hello, Lisa.
Thank you very much. I'm thinking, Comic Addicts, what's up? Digger Jim, taking a day off from digging. Warlord, get up metal. Nice. What does it do, peeps? That's a good question.
Great handle.
KBDM, hello to you. And look at this. Dropping the first one already. We get going here. Some birthday money heading the way of Comics Curing Cancer. Again, all donation, all the super chats, all the ad revenues generated by this channel, the merchandise sales, everything we do goes to Comics Curing Cancer, all the memberships. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. Remy Q, baby. Thank you, Timu.
And I wonder if he's watching this on his new phone. I don't know if you guys watched In the Mix last night, but he's got this new phone and it's pretty incredible.
I saw but all I kept getting out of my head was that incredible weird intro that they had for him. What was this? What is that? What I have to do is
he
just
had no reaction to.
I just send like $20 to some strange African tribe, and they're going to put together an intro for me.
And he was just like, "I got a new phone."
Miller,
love it.
Checking in before the Steelers games. All right, well, good luck to you guys. Are the Steelers playing for anything?
Yeah, if they win, they may get in, but if they lose, the Bills get in by backdooring their way. So. But they're up
Bills
against
going
the
to go
Ravens.
backdoor. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care how they get
Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, DVH dropping another 10 pounds. Thank you so much. Look at UK turning out to tell cancer the hell with you. And, of course, happy birthday, Dead Man. All right. And with that, we're at the end of the chat. Thank you guys all for coming out. We want to get you into the show, and we will be acknowledging, of course, a little bit later on. We'll make sure we acknowledge all of the channel members who make this possible with us. But first, I want to make sure that we get a chance to pay our respect to the man of the hour, Ken. Again, welcome back to the show. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I hope that you're as excited we are to have you on the show. Remind everybody a little bit. I mean, you don't do YouTube, but I mean, and I love that your IG link, the one link you're given to give, you give a link to your original appearance right here on this show. That's right. But guys, check out Ken over on Instagram. His link is down below, but there again, the information again at Sabatin_Ken. Check out his stuff. Great pages. I even love the little like wind up toys and stuff. That's all just awesome stuff, sir.
Well, thanks so much, and really appreciate you guys inviting me to do this a second time. And I actually went to my 3 vaults again this week.
Yes,
and grabbed a few books from 3 different places to bring over. So I think I drove about 35, 40 miles all over town.
That's dedication. We love you, brother. Thank you so much.
You know, and usually I don't see these books, but you know, last time I presented a lot of my Spider-Man collection. So if you guys wait to the end, I'm going to share with you guys some of my Spider-Man collection, some of it being highest grade on planet Earth on the registry.
Yeah, that's what we should preface here.
Yes,
you are one of the guys who does the gamification within the CGC when it comes to
I play it.
And you're pretty high up there on the rankings, aren't you?
Yeah, my Spider-Man collection is ranked number 8. And that's the most competitive registry collection. And that's Amazing Fantasy 15s, Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 100, and annuals number 1 through 6. So that comprises the Amazing Spider-Man set. There's almost like God, I would say there's 1,500 people on that set alone.
I think I'm 1,480.
Oh,
Yeah, I might be
Uh,
bottom slot.
Yeah. I'm still missing 3. That's it.
yeah,
Issue 3 and
okay.
I'll be done. But yeah, I'm much lower down there on that whole Shabbat. But hey,
Yeah, I mean, it
it's
takes years.
still fun.
It's fun to be competitive, and honestly, I only probably buy 1 or 2 Spider-Man comics per year, just to bump up the grade a little bit, and then your points actually go up on the
We're at the
registry.
point
So
now on some of these where there's not a lot of options for upgrading on some of the ones you've
it's
got.
tough, yeah, and it costs a lot. So you gotta, and I don't like to pay too high of a price. I try to pay a little bit under fair market value. So, but
I think
you
that's
guys know
fair.
my origin. I think the last video I did with you guys. So
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and jump to
Yeah,
stuff
let's do it. Let's have
stuff I
people
brought.
are excited, I'm
Just
sure.
for fun. This is not a slab, but it's a comic I bought this year, and this is the first appearance of Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z. That's Son Goku and Bulma, and this came out in 1984. It's the first time I ever bought a very high-end manga, and this is probably one of the top 5 manga that you can get, being Dragon Ball.
So
Yeah, I've seen this. Somebody talk about this before. Probably Tyler, actually. I know Tyler's really big into Dragon Balls stuff. Isn't there's like something on this, like where like on his staff or something, like where because there's like a reprint and then there's like the original and there's like a
No, this
spot
is the original first story. So
right, but I thought there's like a reprint version of this where like there's like some color spot on the staff that it goes away or you don't.
oh, those are fake. There's
Oh,
fakes.
okay.
Yeah, so you got to be really careful to buy original first appearance, because they've made counterfeits of this.
Okay, that's what it is then.
Yeah.
just
But-
as a OnlySlabs historian, every time Rob announces that we're beginning a brand new season, it's always an ungraded book that shows up first.
Right. I'm trying to keep up your tradition, Chris.
Very good.
Well, there you go. Dragon Ball. Never heard of it.
Buy Dragon
Yeah.
Ball. So, first of all, for 2023 is the first time I've actually
true.
bought CGC graded magazines, and
You know what?
I think prices are so darn expensive, to get high-end comic books nowadays. So I really think that magazines are a really good opportunity. I honestly, compared to their brothers, the comic book brothers. So this year I decided to finally grab I wouldn't say it's a grail, but it's one of my favorite magazines of all time, and you'll see why.
Oh, very
So-
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Saying this is the Umbrella #1, really classic cover by Frank Frazetta. I mean, my God, just such a sexy, cool cover.
Yeah.
And this magazine exploded, in the last few years, from a cost standpoint. Because of the correction in 2023, it came down about 40%. And I was able to get this actually at the Scottsdale Comic Book Convention here in Arizona recently, and happy to get it at a pretty good price. But again, trying to nab it at about 1,500 less than the all-time high. So
And let's be honest, it's a tough book to get in a higher grade than the 8.5 you have. Now, this particular edition has shown up on OnlySlabs a couple times, and I'll set it before and I'll say it again. I'm surprised by how many Vampirella fans there actually are. Because as a kid, I thought it was just truly like a niche or an adult book kind of thing. But the older I get, the more and more we get to see that there's really a lot of Vampirella fans that are out there and pick up a lot of her books. But this is a big time grail, and it's always gorgeous. Yeah.
What's crazy? So just before this show, I was hanging out over on the G-Man's channel, and of course he had with him the Cambodian kid who's huge Vampirella and Frazetta, and he was actually showing off another Vampirella book that was basically, I think he said it was a J. Scott Campbell, but I might have been wrong, where it was actually like the same picture except like reversed. So she had her back she was facing the moon because they were talking about the wings, and I was like, "Oh," I made the silly comment about like wings. All I can see is her full moon.
That would
But
be something cool. I've never seen that. I should look that up.
yeah, it was a really interesting book. But yeah, I always love when they do like somebody decides to take an existing book and do their version of it, but does something different with like that. Where it's okay, let's just turn it around now and see it from the other
Alex
side.
Ross. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Alex
Nolan
Ross.
Rod
Okay,
is
that's what it
the
was. Okay,
style.
I'll have
thank
to
you.
look that up.
Thank you. Nolan Rad was there watching. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So again, just a cool magazine, and I think this is kind of getting my feet wet with the worlds of magazines. And
Right.
then
A whole new
being a
world.
Spider-Man guy, I had to get a Spider-Man magazine, and this is from 1968.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me!
Yeah!
Ow!
Gorgeous cover. Gorgeous
Yeah, I mean,
cover.
it's a painted cover,
Yeah.
which is really unusual. You know, when you look at this came out the same time when Spider-Man was like issue number 70, so kind of around that same time. But I mean, I'm sure when this hit the stands, people went nuts. You know what I mean? Because it's just so cool. An original color story in there.
Very nice. Yeah.
John
it's,
Romita, artwork. And
Yeah.
it kind of looks like Amazing Spider-Man number 39, the cover.
Yeah.
39, his mask is coming off and he's kind of battling him at an angle. And then, again, it takes that same pose, similar pose.
It does, and it has that same, or it does have one of the things we see every once in a while with these guys, where apparently Spider-Man has deformed leg bones that actually curve.
Stretching, kind of Todd McFarlane. They're thinking of the future.
Yeah, I
here.
mean, look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that bottom leg there. Those
Yeah.
bones really kind of have a nice bow to them. Right?
Yes,
He's a
a little bit of
bow-legged.
exaggeration, but it makes the cover makes it look cool. So.
Ken, Anachronic Comics Joe is asking, who is the cover artist for this one? Is it actually John
That's
Romita?
John Romita Sr.
Okay.
Nice. The king himself.
The king.
I know he's not. I know they don't call him the king, but I do. Damn it!
That's Jack Kirby.
I know Kirby's king, but when it comes to Spider-Man, fine. I won't go. J.R. Senior is the emperor then.
Yes. Yeah. Give him the emperor title.
Some people curve to the right, Rob.
The next one is it's a 1981, and I just love this artist. He's like another Frank Frazetta, Richard Corbin.
Oh, yes.
It's just
look
beautiful.
Great.
Look at the painting. The woman's in the tree hiding from the Triceratops.
You got wood?
Just some beautiful Richard Corbin artwork.
Wow.
She ran right out of her clothes to get away from that
Yes.
Triceratops.
Exactly. But Richard Corbin, as you know, some really great stuff with Heavy Metal magazine.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of covers of magazines in the day, and always very exotic, very similar to, always exaggerated features on men and women.
Yeah.
But just a really good science fiction fantasy artist. And honestly, when I see Richard Corbin or Frank Frazetta covers and at a good price, I really think they're really good opportunities, in the magazine sector.
Ken, who's the publisher for Eerie Comics here? Or Eerie Magazine, I should say, sorry.
It's Warren Publishing.
Okay, so Warren was doing it.
Yep.
Very good.
So, but just a cool cover. I got this magazine also at a Scottsdale convention from Graham Crackers. Graham Crackers being out of Chicago. They're a chain. The next one is one that I'm a huge Punisher fan. And this is Marvel Preview number 2 from 1975. And this is the first detailed origin of the Punisher. I'm sure you've probably seen this before, but
Yes.
it's a really good price. I mean, when you compare this to Punisher comic books, this came out in 1975. The Punisher limited series came out in 1986.
Right.
So, this is the 11 years prior to his own title. So I really think that the Punisher, there's 2 magazines, which I'll show. I think these are really good opportunities for Punisher lovers,
Yeah. Ken, would you mind?
Punisher
reading
lovers? How about those of us who just love to be punished?
yes, or love.
That's I had a feeling that was coming. Ken, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of that blue label, my man?
Sure. This says first origin of the Punisher, first appearance of Dominic Fortune, and there's a Don Pendleton interview, and the cover is by Gray Morrow. But again, it's just a look at. I mean, and not only that, but this doesn't have the comic book code. That's another
Right.
fun thing about the comics.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
going to
So you
say.
got
Like,
you got a lot of
gratuitous
violence.
violence there. Yeah.
There's a lot of violence. You got people, getting shot, jumping all over them. I mean, this is true Punisher doing what he does best.
It's
Yeah,
a
that
weird squat he's in.
It's
it's-
well, that's in order to hold the two guns.
yeah.
This is actually the next
Cool
one
aesthetics.
came out afterwards. This is from January 1976, Marvel Super Action #1, and just a really cool painted cover again of the Punisher. Doing what he does best, running, bombs exploding in the background. He's about to shoot somebody. I mean, he's shooting everything.
You know what this cover reminds me of? Just because he's got the one leg up like that. You remember one of my Airplane? It was like he's doing that painting to the guy. He's got the Jeeps blowing up, and he's got he's carrying the gun with like one leg and all this. It reminds me of that painting they were doing.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came to mind, but
Ken, what year did you say this book came out?
This came out 1976 January.
Okay.
So, and the other book you saw was, just October 1975.
Yep.
So these were, like every couple of months. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of any other Punisher covers again, until his appearances in Amazing Spider-Man. So, Amazing Spider-Man, he was in the like 176, 177, 201. I mean, he every couple of years he was in a Spider-Man comic. So, but I really, for Punisher, I have now a full set of Punisher appearances, and these, honestly, they're so cheap. You could get these for, a couple hundred, 250, whatever, and you could get them in pretty decent high grade. Next thing I'm going to be sharing are some Golden Age that I bought this year, and not too many, but I just thought they were really cool covers.
it's a new rabbit hole. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not buying as much Silver Age nowadays, unless I get a really good deal. And if I get a good deal on Golden Age, then, I'll go for it. This is a copy of Weird Science #14 from July 1952. And this features Wally Wood cover.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Just beautiful.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Look at Ken trying to get on Rob's good side there with this cover.
Bubble helmets and
It's
rocket
your,
ships, baby. Yes.
Rob, you'd say this is Atomic Age, beautiful art.
Yeah.
Wally Wood. I mean, this is a picture of guys just landed on this alien planet, and beautiful woman is standing right there. This has a story, the famous sex change story. When that guy went to that planet, they go to different planets and they try to approve them to join the universe of planets. And he fell in love with one woman in that story in this issue, and they go in these little huts. And what are these huts? It was a very mystery of a story. And then the lady he fell in love with had a beard, at the end of the story. So it's your typical EC shocking ending, so.
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
There's so many of these great.
Such a
great
beautiful, and you got
covers.
little creatures in the cover, as well as a cool rocket ship in the background. And the colors, just everything is just wow. I want to try to get this in higher grade, obviously, but
That's one of the things I love about the aesthetics of the Atomic Age is rocket ships.
yeah.
Today we have space saucers and UFOs, and all those are all fine and dandy. But the old classic vision of a rocket ship, those things are they're so timeless.
They're timeless and they're very, sharp and aerodynamic. So I mean, they're well
very
thought
phallic.
out. Very cool. Dream Girl on Weird Science. The next one is the first time I've ever bought a Alex Schomburg art.
Ooh.
And this was in the recent Comic Connect auction back in October. And Bobby Blue collection. I don't know if you heard of that. but this was one of those books from the
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Blue collection. And all of these thrilling comics were at a very reasonable price. They had a full run. And I kind of handpicked this as what I thought was the best cover of the run, with Princess Pantha jumping on a giant tiger and riding the tiger. I mean, talk about really cool action here by Al Schomburg.
Yeah, no, the Thrilling Comics is one of those titles where I mean, it's all so funny because Schomburg is in demand on a lot of different things, but then there's certain titles like this and Fighting Yank and some of these other ones that he's done where a lot of times it's very reasonable, which is great
Very
if you want to
reasonable.
get some good art, some great Schomburg art without having to drop,
Yeah, and
some of
he
the
did
crazy
what
ones.
they call airbrush style,
Mhm.
and in the late 40s, which was really cool looking. And and honestly, this book, it's from 400, 500 buck range.
Mhm.
Some of his startling, goes for that 30,000 range. I mean,
Right.
for the same airbrush.
Well, yes, I know.
So, and the next one, Rob, you have this exact same comic. This is Planet Comics number 61 from Fiction House, July 1949. And
Yep.
I think this
Yours is a little higher grade than mine.
not too bad, but I mean,
Wow.
any, I think you presented this, and that was real cool. I think this really checks all the boxes when it comes to Atomic Age awesomeness.
Yeah, it is. This is one of those. I picked up my copy at Heroes Con, uh, bundling it with another book I was picking up for. Originally, I wasn't going to pick it up, but I was working a bundle deal for a buddy of mine who wanted a particular Marines comic, and so we bundled them together. And so I ended up getting mine for a steal. But still, it has that gold back. You get the gold and the red backgrounds, which are
And the
crazy back then.
city, everything.
Then you've got the barefoot lady. We got bubble helmets. We got rocket ships. We got ray guns. The only thing we're really missing from this is a giant freaking robot.
Correct. Yes. But
Those
this
legs. Look how
comic,
long those legs are.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
she has
baby.
long legs. She
They
has
go
the
all the
red
way
dress,
down.
everything. Blonde lady, carrying a gun. I mean, God, talk about incredible action here. I got
And
this.
they did this a lot where the female was not always the damsel in distress.
Right. That's
You know,
Planet Comics. They're always being tough. So I got this from Jeff Itkin. He's a Golden Age guru. And
okay.
Yep.
he had just recently purchased a huge amount of comics up there in the Northwest. And he had these a bunch of these fresh from CGC, and he brought them to California Comic Con. And we were the first audience to get these comics right after he got them slabbed. So,
Damn it. Where the hell was I?
I'm sure he had a clean and press because that looks glorious. Like a 7.5.
oh,
Like
beauty.
I almost think it would be a higher grade, but the yellows and the greens just stand out so much on that cover. It's gorgeous.
And I love this. This has always been a comic I wanted in my collection.
Yeah. Great one. Great one.
Next one I got is a totally different world, but this is from December 1960, and this is Strange Tales number 79. This is when Marvel was called Atlas.
Yes.
But I've always loved this cover. This is a prototype of Doctor Strange story, and this came out over a year before Fantastic Four #1.
Right.
So this is 1960. But you could kind of see that in that 1960, 1961, before Fantastic Four #1, Marvel was really clicking on making cool monster books.
All those early tales of suspense, the strange tale. There's a
Yep.
lot of great monster books. And then
Journey
of
into
course,
mystery. Mhm.
if you can't get some of those, they reprinted a lot of them in the 70s as Where
Yep.
Monsters Dwell, Where Monsters Roam, those types of things. So they're great, fun little reads. I've been picking up a bunch of the Bronze Age reprints because they're just easy. They're very super affordable, but still have
I know.
great covers. And
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
You could get lucky. I got lucky buying this. I got this really good deal. Heritage auctions changed their format to Monday is Silver Age Day. So they used to do everything on Sunday. It was like Golden Age and Silver Age. and then on
Right.
Monday they did bronze and modern. And when they split up golden and silver, I'm telling you, there's a lot of good deals with heritage auctions on Monday because not as many people are
Don't tell
bidding.
people; they'll show up, and then you.
Yeah,
won't
I
get the
know.
good deals.
Exactly, but there's chance that you can get these
You bet.
kind of cool books, and I just love the image of the huge
Oh.
monster climbing the mountain. These
Fantagraphics
two
is going
guys
to be
are like
putting out a
shaking.
hardcover volume of the Atlas books now.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's cool.
Ken,
So-
did Stan Lee write the story for this?
This one, it says, yep, Stanley's story, and then Don Heck art. But what's cool is this cover was a team up between Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby.
Nice.
So I mean, my God, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I have a couple books I've found in my every once in a while where I have a Stanley Ditko Kirby trifecta on a book, and I'm like, oh, that's just like I want to hold on to that one just for fun.
They're kind of unique, and the pencils are really crisp on this cover, which is, Jack Kirby was clicking on all cylinders here. So
That's awesome.
okay, so that was kind of the next one, and the next I'm going to be jumping into a genre. I started really liking trying to collect all the Batgirl comics. So this is the Neil Adams version of Batgirl. So this is the
Nice.
first time that Neil Adams drew Batgirl on the cover, and you can see it's a really cool pose. I mean, it's brilliant. And
Neil
this
Adams,
is,
never heard of him.
This is a later issue. So this is Detective number 385 from March 1969, and it's the first time that the legend Neil Adams did the artwork on Batgirl. So I just love this, and this issue, honestly, cost-wise, is very reasonable too.
Yeah.
And I think it's a sleeper. It doesn't come up very often in auctions, but when it does, it's pretty reasonable. It's not going to, kill you from the bank. So this was actually my first purchase of a Batgirl comic, and this is what kind of got me addicted to say, hey, you know what? I think I can pick up all the Batgirls.
Nice.
Very nice.
And the next one is actually one of the more rare Batgirl covers. This is Detective number 369 from November 1967. This has come to auction, I think, only like 3 times in the last 2 years in this type of grade. And
Just gonna say it. That's a 9.2.
yeah, it's a really
67?
nice.
Wow.
I mean, the other one was also 9.2, so I'm trying to get at least a 9.2. But they're pretty scarce, and I don't know why. I think people are holding on to them, but I think they're really cool opportunities. Batgirl, just a beautiful costume. This is a cute cover. I love how Batgirl's saying, "Hey, I want to use Robin.
Right.
Batman, you've had Robin enough. I want him to be with me now."
A little tug of war action.
Very
I
good.
thought that was pretty funny cover. They're doing kind of a tug of war with them.
Yeah, it's up there with the old one, the other one where she's not willing to fight because she's got the run in her.
That's a famous one. I don't have
Yeah.
that one. And again, that's an issue I'm after.
Right.
But it just never comes up for sale in a good grade.
Not in high grade, it doesn't.
Not
that's
in
for
high
sure.
grade. I could get into 8.5 or an 8, but I want at least a 9.2 on it. And the next one is the one that costs big bucks. This is Batgirl's first,
Holy cow!
and that's in a 9.2 with the old label.
Oh.
Pretty scarce, if you
Wow.
try to get these in really high grade. They do come up in auction like once a year in that grade.
Yeah, that's a spicy meatball.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a good cover. I mean, when you look at DC in the 1960s and 70s, there's probably less than a dozen, what I would say, super collectible books. House of Secrets 92, Strange Adventures 205, a few of the Batman, with Poison Ivy.
181, yeah.
There's maybe roughly 12 comics that are, I would say, super duper collectible and in high demand. And definitely, I think that Detective 359 from 1967 hits that. And
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good size one there. Do you mind if we play a game with this one here?
Uh-oh.
Chris?
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
Chris.
Now, while he's looking up the numbers,
Oh, I already
and
have it. I have it up.
okay. I was just going to say, Ken, now clearly this is an old label, and you said a 9.2. Is this a book that you would consider cracking if you think you could get a higher grade and have it?
Yeah,
clean
you
and
know, right now I have at Collectors Summit, I had a meeting with, I actually met with Matt Nelson and sat down
Okay.
with him for 25 minutes.
Yep.
And I reviewed some of my books with him to see if I can crack them and see if we can up the grades. And I don't want to make a long story short, they're very picky about raising grades. So, you know, resubmitting, cracking, even using CGC as the service for doing that, they're extremely picky. And, you know, Matt's extremely picky. So, I mean, we were looking at my comics with a magnifying glass, and just tiny, tiny microscopic stuff kills the opportunity to go up grades.
Okay.
So
All right,
honestly, I know a lot of people do it. I think there's more opportunity with crack and reslab in lower grades. So like a 4 to a 5.5, or, you know, a 3 to a 4, etc. So, but when you're in that 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, no way.
Yeah. You're more likely to get a downgrade than you are an upgrade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they actually, the CGC workers I talked to, they said that they're worried if they crack it open, that they're going to actually make a little pinprick damage, and you're going to lose 0.2 of a grade. So higher chance to get a 9.0 than a 9.4, you know.
And that would be
Okay.
painful. So Chris,
Yep. Okay.
a 9.2 on this book. We have a recent transaction in August.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, but doing what I'm doing with my new show, tracking the top 10 highest selling greatest books on eBay weekly, I noticed the first, like, Barry Allen in a very low grade was incredibly high. I would have no idea. I had no idea that it would be that high. So I'm thinking like this in the 9.2, like I might be pulling the trigger early, but I think it might be 5 figures.
No, not quite, but you're damn close.
Okay,
Very close.
So when you first showed, pardon me, Ken, when you first pulled it out, I thought right away, oh, that might be like 8,500 to 12.5. So I'm going to go.
That's the range. Yeah.
So I'm thinking 95, Rob.
August
Very close.
10th, 2023, $9,600 was the
That's the
sale.
closest I've ever been.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I think this weekly thing you do in the top 10 eBay sales is helping you, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you, Ken.
it's a big book. I mean, otherwise, you know, the next closest book that we have from within the last 12 months really is, I mean, there's an 8.5 that was sold in January of 2023, but there was an 8.0 in December of 2023. And here's
That's
how you
crazy.
drop, right? December of 2023 on an 8.0, which is still a very, very high grade on this book for most people. That's $2,200. So you see that cascade, how it comes
It's
down.
a logarithmic up on
Yeah.
the grades.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. You don't even want to know what we talk about on a 9.8, because there was a sale, but that was back in 2021, and it was six figures.
Right in the middle of the bubble.
But
Okay.
So,
anyways, awesome.
you know, I consider this, it was a big bucks when I bought it, but I consider it long-term, you know, investment. I'm going to hold this for a long time.
It is. But you know what's great about this book, because this is a key, and the way the market has come right now, for those of you guys at home that don't have this book, but you said, man, I always wish I could, you can. The 9.2 may be out of the reach for a lot of you, but if you look at a 5.5 on this book, which is very clean presenting copy, we're talking less than $600.
Yeah, 400, 500
down
bucks.
close to 500.
Wow.
And a 4.5 would be right
Reasonable.
around 450. Yeah, so in that range, $400 to $500, which again, I understand for a lot of people that's still a lot of money, but it is one that you can save for and pick up this summer during the cons if you wanted. And
Yep.
prices will probably continue to go down over the next couple months.
It's a good sleeper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Awesome.
guys, this is what I had as the halfway mark.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
terrific.
That's great. And that's a perfect segue here. We'll go into our giveaway, and we'll go into our first and foremost. I want to remind everybody that, you know, thank you guys all for coming out, supporting the channel. And I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for. Here we go. I just want to remind everybody, of course, that all the revenue generated by this channel goes to Comics Curing Cancer. Thank you very much for those super chats earlier, and all our members who make this possible with their continuing subscription that all supports Comics Curing Cancer campaign. Of course, our Goon Squad, who are paying at that $6 a month level: Son of a Bruce, Stephen C., Legion of Comics, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoots, Comics from the Spiral Dimension, that guy, Dale of Suspense, the Comic Viking, the Comic Vet, Justin Birch Letters, Trev the Shipping Guru, Austin LeMay, Collecting with Durs, Mad Spidey, Brian LCS, Chuck Hensey, Comiverse, Dead Man, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, My Nerdy Collection, and Daymares. Thank you guys all so much. And of course, also our henchmen at that $2.99 a month level, supporting Comics Curing Cancer. The Travis Vick, Actual Dracula, Jack B Comics, PSN Green Hulkster, Digger Jim 720, Blue Hellion Comics, Comic Ozzy, Flo Dameron, Gary B, The Casual Comic Guy, Beckerman, Comics by the Bay, Sector 2815, The Real James Woolley, Tate Prime, Chaos and Comics, Marty Aleko, Circumstances, Remy Q Studios, Comic Journey, Matt268, Comics with Murdoch, Comic Man Andy, Cup of Comics, Burke Family 54 Comics, Switch Comics, Ben Parker Comics, Seth 11, Hulk Collector 82, Izzyverse NYC, A Comic Bookworm, El Green Machine, TM Nerdy, Lone Eagle, Gene Malone, Triple G Comics, Nornrad, Aggressively Relaxing, Comic Fan, Cat Fan Comics Man, Collectible Inc. KBDM, Taylor Winder, Fantastic Comics and Art, Lisa Noble, Evils Comics, Mon Comics, Matt Miller, JG, Wellbore, Papa Wheelie, Old Man Collectibles, Team Ohana, and Svon 82. That's what happens. I stuttered there because I was pausing thinking I did not have a hashtag set up yet. And so I didn't know what to do. And I was thinking while I was trying to read. So anyways, let's add in here for our giveaway, our mid-cycle giveaway here. I'll be lazy, and we're just going to go with the hashtag OnlySlabs. Go ahead and get that in there, and we will be doing our first draw for books. Last week, we gave away a huge stack of books. I actually had to go to a medium flat rate box because somebody got these double tries. Actually, it was a husband and wife combo that won, so everything helped me out because everything went to one place except for the Mad Spidey's shipment, which will go to Australia. But anyways, while we're doing that, Chris, as we were leading into this mid-pause segment here, we talked about your new segment stuff. What you want to talk about that new segment and what else you got coming up on your channel this week?
Sure. Before we begin, I just want to point out, Biggie, you have a slight spelling error in OnlySlabs, so my man, we don't want you to miss out. So throw in that hashtag one more time, Big. So for the last 5 or 6 weeks, I decided to roll the dice on a new show that I've been calling the top 10 highest selling graded comic books off eBay. And this, I try to do it for the end of Thursday night so I can try and release the video for Friday. And so that way people have the time on the weekend to check it out. I try to keep it under 7 or 6 minutes, but I got to admit, this week was the first time that 3 Golden Age books showed up in the top 10. And one that kind of blew my mind, and I'll tell everyone what that book was. It was Mad #1. And I'd forgotten that Mad, when it first started by EC Comics, was in a comic book form. It was about 3 years later when it switched its logo and became Mad Magazine, that we all know, and became one of the best-selling magazines of all time. So yeah, everyone, if you're curious to see what's on that list, and what a list it is this week, I'm used to saying Mad Magazine. Mad Comics issue #1 is on that list. Also, I'll be dropping a video very soon about my 1,500 subscriber giveaway. And at some point after this show, I will be filming my top 10 books that I'm going to be hunting for 2024 throughout the year. And yeah, that's it. I try to keep it within reason, because watching you at Heroes Con last year made me realize, like, low grade is better than no grade. So that's what I'm going to be that's what I'm going to be emphasizing in this video. But thank you, Rob.
Dead Man, good question. Is there going to be a new henchman of the month for this month? You know what? I should have done that drawing today. I completely forgot about it. So here's what I'm going to do. After this show, I'm going to pull all the names, I'll put it in, I'm going to record it, and it'll be dropped as a members only video because it really only affects the members. So I'll drop that members only video and share that out with everybody and then post it to the community forum to announce the henchman of the month. Thank you for reminding me. Of course, that's for the henchmen members get 1 entry, and all the goon squad members get 2 entries for our henchman of the month. And they'll get their choice. They'll get a henchman shirt, or if you're a goon squad member, there's a new goon shirt posted up on the thing. Anybody can buy it, but as far as getting it as an option to be given to you as a free shirt, you can. It's again like the classic Batman 66. It says GOON, as an abbreviation, and on the back, instead of the Grand Order of the Occidental Nighthawks, it's the Grand Order of Obsessive Nerds.
I like it.
So there we go. Yeah, no, we're not called the Goonies.
Trademark.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 48 out of 52. Let's draw this so we can get back to some books. Ladies and gentlemen, Wheel of Fish. Boom. Tito the alien. Nice.
Comes in
Congratulations, sir. We'll be sending these into outer space. To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
Watch your back.
Restocked.
Let me.
As we do.
Right.
I got a whole bunch of books here. So Ken, you're gonna be pulling books for Tito.
All right.
So as before, you can give me a number of 1 through 10 from the front, 1 from 10 from the back, or we can just let it ride back and forth. You tell me when to stop, and then if we do it that way, you let me know if I'm picking the book in front of my finger, behind my finger, or on both.
How about I'll go with the 1 through 10 from the front. So number 5 from the front.
Number 5 from the front. Okay. And we got 5 more books.
And then let's say 7 from the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
And then how about go to the middle, just run to the middle. Stop.
Okay. Front, back, or both?
Both.
Okay. And then 2 more books.
Let's take the 2nd from the front.
Yeah.
And 10 from the back.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right.
All right. Watch your back, Rob.
First up, Bloody Virgin variants that I don't label which book they are. Be careful, no tape pulls. Okay. Oh, now I doubled up tape. I'll have to reseal it. Hallows Eve, number 1, the Alex Ross variant there.
Gorgeous.
Really nice.
This one also still includes a couple Pokemon cards, courtesy of Tyler from Shattered Glass Collectibles. Here we go. Banger. New Warriors, number 1.
Oh.
Very
Of course,
nice.
we got Night Thrasher's going to have a new series coming out.
Yeah. So we can thrash the night.
Spawn Kills Everyone 2.
No one homages McFarlane
What an homage.
like McFarlane.
Exactly. Captain Marvel, 21.
Oh, gorgeous.
Cool cover.
Gorgeous. Yeah. It's a great cover.
Huh. Spawn, 197.
Very nice.
And Dark Crisis Big Bang, issue number 1.
Oh.
Wow. Nice cover B variant. I like it.
All right. Congratulations, sir. Tito, make sure you reach out to me over on Instagram at robs.fatstacks so I can get your address to ship these out to, and we'll get these on the way. And you'll also get, of course, a little pack of Fat Stack stickers and Comic Vet stickers and OnlySlabs stickers and magnets and such. All right. Tito the
You got to read it, Gary, and find out. Gary wants to know, how is there a 2 if he killed everyone on the first one?
Je ne sais quoi. All right. Let's put Ken back up in there. Ken's got some more books to show. And let's get to it, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. So I'm going to be kind of finishing this up with 2 different categories. My main love is Marvel Silver Age. And, the Golden Age thing, that's only been just the last couple years, probably because of COVID, let's just be honest. But before the COVID world, I've always been a Marvel Silver Age guy. I just love them. And ever since I was a kid. And it's always been a life goal of collecting, really cool covers or runs of Marvel Silver Age. So being a Marvel Silver Age lover, my number one favorite villain is Doctor Doom. And I just love Jack Kirby, Doctor Doom. You can see behind me, Doctor Doom vintage poster. That's actually a reproduction from Mondo. I guess they were selling those at the San Diego Comic-Con, but it's a 1969 Doctor Doom vintage from Jack Kirby.
Yeah,
but
great work too.
Jack Kirby, I think, really just did a really cool job. I'm going to be presenting to you some Jack Kirby Doctor Doom covers, and these are kind of more in the early years when Jack Kirby's pencils were really tight. This is Avengers number 25, and this is February 1966.
Ken, I gotta admit, this is not where I expected you to go, but this is a great cover. I thought you were gonna go FF5, but yeah.
I showed you that last time.
Yeah, you're right. But
so I
like
didn't
right
I
away,
didn't
was
want
like,
to
"Oh,
I didn't want to
FF5."
bring the same
Yeah.
comics to this second show. So
I appreciate that.
My
I
goodness, that's
recommend
9-4.
honestly, if you want to see cool Doctor Doom and Spidey's, go to that original show we did. So
My goodness, a 9-4.
this is
Awesome.
a really I think it's one of the cooler Avengers covers. This is the new team, with Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye and Captain America. And this is they're visiting Latveria. You can see the beautiful downtown right there.
Right.
And the monarch, the emperor himself, folded arms,
20 feet
standing
tall.
there.
Yeah, that place pops at night though. Downtown.
It is. It's a really fun town.
Yeah, really exciting when the freaks
So-
come out at night. Yeah.
It's just it's one of the coolest covers where you see the town of Latveria with Doctor Doom and his presence. I mean, I think John Byrne when he took over Fantastic Four, he drew a lot of Latveria too
Yes,
on
he
some
did.
covers.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that Latveria is shown on the cover, and it's cool. I mean, everyone's like, you got 4 superheroes that are like getting their asses kicked by Doctor Doom just standing there.
And
It's just
even
so cool,
even in the mid to late 60s, he knew that Stanley was onto something with Doctor Doom when
Brilliant.
look how large the spotlight sticker is to say enter Doctor Doom. Like they knew then, like, we got something special here.
Exactly.
And he was like one of the first primary villains to cross all of the all the big titles.
Yes.
Early
he went
ASM,
everywhere.
FF, Avengers, yeah. Like Stanley knew he was onto something. Yeah.
He was, and this was genius, and just everything about Doctor Doom is just power, and it's just
Sometimes
so
he's
cool.
He's just misunderstood.
Yeah, he
He's
just
a
wants to rule the world.
misunderstood leader of that country.
He just wants to
Yeah.
rule the world.
So I'm going to share some Doctor Doom Fantastic Fours. I'm not sure if this channel gets a lot of these, but just they're so unique.
Ooh.
And
Battle of the Baxter Building.
the Battle of the Baxter Building. And it's the Thing. Look at the Thing down there. Just the way that Jack Kirby drew him was so cool, and really tight pencils. I just love that. Look at the Human Torch. Just the action on this picture has so much going on.
Yes, agreed.
Reed Richards and Sue Storm right there. You have Daredevil. He's getting grabbed on his shoulder. Doctor Doom then shoots a ray, right out of his arm, coming out. I love the brown too on the top, the contrast of the brown. But then what's interesting is Jack Kirby then also has a little bit of Wally Wood, intricate equipment drawings, on the bottom. But and this is, it's very early Jack Kirby, so his pencils were still really good.
Ken, what year was this issue released? Was this
I
67?
think this is 65.
65.
So this is July 65.
Yeah.
So kind of, he's Jack Kirby.
And
is
the
so
9.2,
clicking.
everybody.
Yeah, I just love this. And I got this from My Comic Shop over in Texas. They, honestly, if you check them out, they have a lot of good deals.
They do. And probably recently become one of my favorite go-tos as far as when I'm doing comparisons of different things. When I'm looking for a book, there's like 4 places I will check, and that's one of the ones that's heavy in heavy rotation right now. It's
Yeah, I highly recommend them. They especially the comics that they own in store.
yeah.
I think the consignment ones are a little bit pricey,
At
but
times, but you can
yeah,
oftentimes make offers, and I've had good
right.
luck with
Yeah,
offers on them. And fortunately, their buyer premium or whatever, when you're buying the ones that are on commission or on consignment, 3% is not
3%.
that. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. So that's Doctor Doom Part 2. Now this cover, I actually owned this comic when I was in college, and I bought it raw. I got it graded at an 8.0, and then I sold it, and then I bought this new higher graded copy. This is actually a Susha News pedigree.
Oh my.
Love it.
This, it's kind of hard to tell from looking at it on TV here on YouTube, but it's just a really, really cool cover.
Got that Galactus
Doctor
flavor
Doom
to
on
it,
top,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
coming over the top on that one.
coming over
Now,
the top of the buildings and just
have-
larger than life, as you can see.
yeah,
The Fantastic Four, it says, a blind man shall lead them.
yeah.
So, they really needed to get Daredevil's help. It's cool in the early 60s how Marvel did crossovers to build, more sales for their titles.
Yeah.
And this was a good example of the new red costume, from Daredevil.
Right.
And this is early in Daredevil's red costume, design. And they pulled him over to Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four was probably one of their best sellers.
It was number 1 for a very long time until The Amazing Spider-Man featuring John Romita's work took over, in around mid 45, 46 is when ASM then started to become the best seller and then just ran away with it. But yeah, the Fantastic Four was definitely that book where they would show the crossovers to try and lift up other books that were lagging behind. But yeah, what a great way to spotlight the new Daredevil suit. But
I know, isn't this a cool cover?
Yeah.
And it also says at the top, the world's greatest comic magazine.
Yeah.
Which honestly, the stories at this time, they were the best, at the time. So
Yeah.
I just love this cover.
Yeah, they did. That was where we also had was that around the same time we had the crossover with Spider-Man?
with the Fantastic Four?
No, with Daredevil.
Daredevil, no, that was earlier actually. That was
No, okay.
1964, just because he had the yellow costume still.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And
so
you're thinking Daredevil number.
I'm thinking of
15
No,
or
I'm thinking of
16.
Spider-Man like 16.
16, he has
16 or
the yellow
17?
costume on the
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah, that was yellow costume.
Huh.
So, the next one is February 1964. So really early in the mythos of Fantastic Four. This is a very rare Fantastic Four in high grade. It's number 23.
It's a busy cover.
It has a lot going on, but you can see Doctor Doom is big, on the side, controlling the stuff, removing oxygen or something.
Yeah, that seemed to be his go-to, even from FF5, is try to remove the oxygen from the room so the Human Torch becomes, useless and
Right.
yeah, and then everyone will have to go
They start
inside.
choking, and you can see the thing is freaking
air
out.
bubbles. Yeah, yeah.
And you can kind of see it looks like the ground is being removed, but this is a really tough issue in high grade. Again, I only see it like typically once a year and in a 9 or above. So
Yeah, awesome.
next issue is from 1963. This is August 1963 with Fantastic Four number 17. And it's kind of reminds me of the X-Men Danger Room. Remember the X-Men Danger Room?
Yes.
How they would have lots of training and stuff. But instead of the Danger Room, this is Doctor Doom just having his own Danger Room, with each of the characters.
Very nice.
And each room is specifically designed to combat the skills of the individual Fantastic Four members. So it's a very interesting cover, in that Dr. Doom thought out what kind of torture device will defeat that character.
Very good. Ken, what's it say on the right side of that blue label there, my man? We never had issue 17 on this show before.
It says Dr. Doom appearance, President John F. Kennedy, and Ant-Man appearance. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That's just nuts.
It's quite the book.
Yeah, and I've had this book a long time, and just a really rare issue, and I thought, hey, I'm getting it when it came up.
Especially in a
grade.
not again.
And a
These
9.2.
it's unfathomable, really. These things shouldn't exist.
I know,
Blue Room,
1963. It's just crazy.
Oh wow!
The next one is one of my favorite covers. This is the first time that Ant-Man ever crossed over, and Fantastic Four number 16, and this is July 1963. So this would have been out at the same time when Spider-Man was like issue 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Super early Marvel here.
Oh,
This came out 2 months before X-Men number 1, 2 months before Avengers number 1, and only a couple months after Spider-Man number 1 and Tales of Suspense 39. So it's ridiculously early Marvel Silver Age. And like Chris, you said, they noticed Dr. Doom was selling a lot of comics.
Yeah.
So they always started using Dr. Doom, on covers.
Yeah. He was the go-to for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, Dr. Doom is probably like the Joker of DC. He's the big bad menace.
Right.
And I love the construction of his face on this cover, because it's so huge. You could kind of see the 3-dimension and structure of his metal mask.
Yeah.
In the hood. I love Dr. Doom. So if you want to see Dr. Doom number 5, please refer to Rob's original video. Okay. So I didn't bring it because we presented it last time.
That's awesome.
So the last I'm going to finish up are a bunch of Spidey comics.
Oh gee darn.
Damn it.
Some of these are lower grades, like a 9.2. No, but
easy now, Ken.
Yeah. So
boy.
Just finishing up with Spider-Man.
Woo, 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 woo. For some weak-ass ribs.
You've had this on your show a bunch of times.
Yeah, and every time I like to call it, I think that this is one of the most underrated books as far as how important this book is to Spider-Man today, because the fact that you're talking about Gwen Stacy, how much that impacts
huge,
can haunt Spider-Man. Well, forget the Spider-Gwen stuff, but I mean just the death of Gwen Stacy and the death of Uncle Ben. Those two things place such a haunting legacy on Spider-Man, on how he feels his obligation to protect innocence and everybody at all costs type things, and his guilt that he carries. Harry Osborn showing up in here, of course, how Harry Osborn has to do with everything. And of course, we also get Professor Miles Warren shows up for the first time in here, who of course will become the Jackal and create this whole clone legacy that continues to this day.
Yep.
In these comics, this is an incredibly important book to the legacy of Spider-Man.
Yeah, and such a hard book to get in high grade because of the red,
the
marble chipping, and the fact that this is a 9.2, Ken, incredible.
And this is the third copy I've owned. I've owned an 8.5, a 9.0, and then I got the 9.2. I'm trying to, get higher grades, but it doesn't come up.
So sad. It's not even near mint.
I'm trying to get a little bit higher, but it's really tough book. But I think another interesting point on this is, Overstreet Price Guide didn't really even recognize this as a great comic in the old days. It was like the same price as a 32 or a 33. I mean, it was crazy.
This is a good. I've never thought about this before, but Mr. Comics 89 brings up, if they just outlined around Spider-Man's face there in the middle, it would really kind of like make it better, I think.
It's a little bit fuzzy there.
Yeah.
Okay, the next issue is it's one of the hardest issues to get in high grade, and you'll see why. This is Spider-Man number 28 from September 9th.
I didn't know they come this high in grades. 9.4 for Molten Man?
Like there's like a few 9.6s, and then there's I think like 8 to 10 9.4s. So it's
I've
like
never seen
still
it
as
this high
scarce.
before. And like
No,
it's by far the hardest Spider-Man sub 50 book.
It's like
to get
the
in high grade.
third hardest one.
Come on.
I thought I
this
did
is
pretty good when I
incredible.
got a 6.
Yeah,
It's like
I think mine might be a 2.5. Like
this and the black
was
cat.
happy.
That
It's
the
black
first-
on
or
the-
not,
it's all the way around. So
the cat burglar one is another one. It's really
Yeah.
hard on these early run there. But holy tomatoes!
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Spider-Man is actually on this cover.
yes,
But
barely.
just very dark red.
He's
The
right
outline.
there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
I won't play the full game because we got time. We're on, but Chris,
yeah.
this book is in this grade goes 5 figures.
5 figures. Okay.
Very much.
Yeah.
It's a tough book.
Threats. Yeah, spicy meatball for sure.
Yeah, I've never seen it that high before in grade. That's incredible.
Next
Yes,
one is
what's
from
amazing.
January 1965.
Yes.
Another popular comic.
One of my
Let's go.
favorite. This is
Yes.
probably my favorite Ditko Spider-Man cover.
It's just it has a good design to it. Scorpion, really, what a great cover for Scorpion. And he was honestly stronger than Spider-Man. You know, let's just be honest here. But Spider-Man was a little smarter than him. But it's just a cool issue. And this one's been getting popular. It went up a lot during the COVID boom. And honestly, it hasn't crashed as hard. So I think there's some really good demand on this one.
9.4. Incredible. Yeah, see the second Scorpion cover is actually really, I thought
That's
really,
a good
really
one too. 29.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the water. Yeah, I really like that cover.
Underwater cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason, this one's just always jumped out at me as one of my absolute favorite Kirby cover for Spider-Man. I don't know
Ditko.
why.
It says
Ditko. Yeah, why did I say
the
Kirby?
Scorpion.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
and
like-
everything I'm showing today, they're all Steve
I'm
Ditko.
high.
Okay.
The next is another first appearance. This is from August 1964, so very early Marvel. But another time.
Hello, nurse.
Sorry, Ken. They got to be done.
My
You
favorite
know-
Spider-Man villain.
Craven the Hunter is such a cool character.
Yeah.
And I think there's some movie, Craven the Hunter movie is supposed to be coming out. I don't know if he's
I
at
don't
all
know
like
about
this.
that
though.
one being. Yeah, I hope they really don't do damage to the history and the importance of Craven the Hunter
Such a
to
cool character.
to Spider-Man across the board. But my goodness, again, another hard book to get in high grade because of that dark purple and then
Yeah.
Marvel chipping and everything. But yeah, this book too actually has a lot crammed into it, and not just a cover where every word in the English language seems to show up there. But yeah, we have Chameleon in here. It's the introduction of Craven the Hunter, and yeah, it's just so damn good. Ken, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of that
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
label, man? As a Craven the Hunter fan.
First appearance of Craven the Hunter, second appearance of the Chameleon, and I did not know this. It's the first mention of Mary Jane.
Yeah,
A
one of
big
those
book.
Mary Jane keys.
So a lot of cool
Big
stuff.
book. And
And
it
it's
really,
a,
really went
it goes
up
without. It's a tough book in high grade because of the dark purple
Yeah.
background, and I think it's an interesting cover. Craven looks awesome, coming at him, and you got
Far
the
better
little
copy
chameleon.
than mine.
Me too, Rob. And I bet if we added our grades together, it still wouldn't equal 9.2.
But I'm sure. But I know I paid a lot less. Mine was a stupid
Yeah.
steal.
Yeah.
Papa Willie, thank you so
Oh.
much. There, referencing the previous book, Scorpion, Slamming Spidey. Yes, with that super chat, $2. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat, sir. As always, this one's for you.
ever asked for anything I really wanted.
I like that one.
That's pretty good. Okay, the next one is from April 1964. This is Spider-Man number 11. And this is the second appearance of Dr. Octopus. And this is the highest graded copy in existence, 9.6.
Oh my God! What the? No freaking way!
Wow, this is the highest graded
Copy
of issue 11.
Yeah, and it's this was the last book for me to get in my collection, in my set, and it's the hardest book to get in high grade. It's a very competitive issue for Spider-Man collectors. Number 28 together is also tough too.
So there really is no 9.8.
No 9.8
for this edition.
Just like the issue 28 and issue 4. So Spider-Man 4, 11, and 28, no 9.8s. Amazing Fantasy 15, there's no 9.8s. So there's just a handful of Spider-Man comics that couldn't get to the 9.8. But 9.6, tough book. And it's purple, as well.
Yeah.
That's the reason it's the grades are tough. So.
Oh, wow. Milt Miller.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Milt Miller, thank you your generosity is overwhelming. Thank you so much. We only have one super mega one, and so this one goes for you.
Morning, sweetie.
Oh, Daddy. What are you doing in here?
What did I come in here for?
And we go back to back now with he wants his $2. Callie Comics dropping another super chat. Thank you very much there. This one's for you, Callie.
Bet she gives great helmets.
Kiss me. No.
Lord helmet, black! You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
Guys, thank you all so much for all the super chats going to support Comic Screen Cancer. While I'm talking about it, if you want to help support Comic Screen Cancer as well, you can check out fatstacksmerch.com right now, running through this month. If you use the code Cancer Sucks with an X, you get free shipping on your orders through the end of July. So go ahead and check out that stuff. Updated merchandise on the site now. Ken, that is an impressive freaking book. You are amazing for bringing that, and congratulations on scoring that one for the collection, because I know that's got to make you happy to beyond belief to own that one.
That is the most priciest book I've ever purchased by far.
I somehow I imagine it is definitely up there, but it's a great cover. Oh, in this book, yeah.
Here's another one. You guys probably know this one. Spider-Man number 9.
Yeah.
First appearance of Sparky, right?
Yeah.
Sparky.
Yeah.
And
Sparky
it's
the bank
cool,
robber. Yeah.
because I think this is the first time that they show Spider-Man defeated on a cover. It's kind of cool. I don't. Yeah, the first 8 issues didn't do it. So you got Spider-Man.
He was getting in precarious positions, but not just completely
right.
Yeah,
you're right, because the
at
bottom
the
part,
bottom
the bottom
there.
portion of the cover, Electro's just like, see ya.
I know. Just walked away. He could have unmasked him or something, but he just left him there on the ground. But again, I think it's just really cool to see Steve Ditko artwork. Some people don't like Steve Ditko. I think his art's pretty interesting. On these things.
I don't mind him, but he's not my favorite Spider-Man artist.
Right.
Yeah. I think
John Romita Sr. Definitely is an edge above, but still, Steve Ditko what a good job on the first issue.
He was perfect for what we needed at the time. Yeah.
Callie, in case you missed it, these don't reside at his home, so it's irrelevant.
They're spread out. Yeah.
Yeah, this was from an undisclosed location.
That's right.
Next one is the second appearance of the Vulture. This is from December 1963, Spider-Man number 7.
Love it.
This was my
Love it.
first sub 10 ASM book.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's just cool. And, the Vulture just came out of jail. You remember?
Yeah.
And
This is the first second appearance on a cover other than
exactly. It's the first time we had a return of a villain for the Amazing Spider-Man. So issue number 7, and I showed you guys issue 11 being the Dr. Octopus.
Yep.
So, but just cool how Spider-Man's started building up some really cool villains.
It didn't take long. Let's be honest.
Right.
King of rogues, other than Batman.
He was Batman. He came up with they came up with a lot of good villains, and then they brought them back for the return of or the revenge, and honestly, that's what made part of why Spider-Man is so great.
Yeah, and I think what separates Spider-Man's rogues gallery from Batman is the annual number 1 with the introduction of the Sinister Six.
Exactly.
And them coming together to try and defeat him. I think that's what separates the two heroes. Yeah.
So this is my last book, you guys. We're already to the end.
Well,
so,
he did a number on us. That's for sure. We got people talking about.
No,
he has one more, Rob.
One more
sorry.
here.
Hold on.
Last book.
Oh boy.
Another first appearance.
Oh, hold on.
So,
somehow we went the whole show without using Remy. I don't know how we did
Remy
that.
for last.
Holy cow!
So this was my first sub Spider-Man or sub Spider-Man. Well, now that I've finished 1 through 50 and I'm done, you guys can focus on 1 through 100, but I'm out.
You get the first 50. The next 50 are cheap, man.
Honestly, they're cheaper, much cheaper.
That was just.
aside
I need a break.
50 in the second 50, aside from Prowler, there's. I don't think that there's any. And he's not even an expensive book.
I
don't think there's too many major keys in there.
No, 51 being the first Kingpin cover is pretty pricey.
Yeah, that one just shot through the roof.
This is the Lizard was the first appearance is Spider-Man number 6, and then he didn't even show up again until issue 44.
Yeah,
it was almost like 4 years later. So it's really interesting.
I really enjoyed the origin story of the Lizard. I gotta admit, like he was never meant to be anything nefarious, nothing evil. He just wanted to try and correct his arm. That's it. And this was the end result. But yeah.
And he was a good guy. He was a friend of Peter Parker, because they're scientists.
Mentor.
Yeah.
He was a mentor, and just a good story. And again, that's building that foundation for Amazing Spider-Man. I'm telling you, they are geniuses writing these stories and creating these characters and great storylines. And I love this comic. This was one of the first Spider-Man's comics that I actually bought for my collection.
Yeah.
So I think I've owned this since for about 16 years. So,
Ken, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of that blue label?
Sure.
Since
this is origin and first appearance of the Lizard, and that's Dr. Curtis Connors. Yeah. Again, he was the mentor for Peter Parker. So, just really cool story.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
so that's all.
Thanks.
That's all. It's like there's a few books I had laying about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ken, that's what I love. I'm talking about, looking forward to this because I do, not only as a Spider-Man fan, but I know that you're, that whole thing with the high grade stuff. I know it's not easy, and I know it's not cheap, and so getting the opportunity to get to see that many high grade mega keys. And great covers on a show like this. I thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and taking the time to share that collection with us, because it is truly impressive. And I'm glad you get the opportunity to pull them out and look at them again.
Yeah.
And remind yourself, damn, I got a lot of cool books.
Thanks. And guys, thanks so much. I always enjoy talking with you and enjoy watching your shows on YouTube. So,
awesome.
Please, for everyone, watch these. You guys have great shows, and it's always very entertaining. So,
awesome. So, thank you very much, guys. Second giveaway time. Let's do Spider Ken. Go ahead and throw that in there. That'll be our hashtag giveaway here. for the second bit. They want to know, Ken, when you're going to bring out the good books finally.
Yeah.
Go watch the first video.
There you go. Oh, goodness gracious. No kidding. This is great. Yeah, so what's on your current hunt, Ken?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
You know, I'm very open-minded. If I see a good deal on Silver Age, Golden Age, then that's what I go for. You know, high grade, key, nice covers.
That's awesome. I kind of built myself a list of probably about 25 books right now that are like that I kind of keep eyes on, looking for that right deal to arrive, to try to pick up. But every once in a while, something new pops up on my radar, and I think
There's a big heritage auction next week. You guys know about that one, the platinum signature. So,
oh yeah, something I don't think I'm quite ready for that until I'm done paying for tuitions.
Oh,
I just sent the last payment for one kid's school, but I still got another 2 years left on another one. So, of course, that's the one who's going to the more expensive college. Thanks a lot. All right. Let's see here. We got 44 out of 56. Well, that's going here. Let you guys know it's coming up on my channel. On Monday, the unboxing of comics continue. Monday mail call is eternal. And we got that video drop on Monday. Of course, it'll be available later today for channel members. But Monday mail call will be there. Thursday, I got a $425 comic book mystery box from Nick's Kicks and Comics.
Oh, you went big.
Yeah, Nick has always delivered amazing value on mystery box. So I was willing to take an extra leap of faith with him and do something I've only ever spent that much money one other time on a mystery box, and it played out pretty well for me. So I'm taking a gamble there with Nick's Kicks and Comics. $425 comic book mystery box will be on this Thursday. Then, of course, next week we're back one more time, or not just one more time, but we're back again for the Saturday sensation OnlySlabs. We will be joined by the Mad Collector, who is actually also a comic book artist. He is the interior artist for the Crimson Bat, the Comic Book Fiend Club's book. So he'll be joining us next week on the show. So make sure you check that out. All right, I think we've given people time. Got 50.
One quick question, Ken.
Yeah.
Did you roll out a bid on the ASM 1 9.8?
Yeah, that's on the cover of the catalog from Heritage.
Yeah,
that's Spider-Man #1 and a CGC 9.8. It's the curator's pedigree, and there's 2 copies in 9.8. Absolutely did not bid on it, but I do dream. And I just love looking at that Heritage catalog.
That would move you up the gamification level.
Yeah. It's
at least the slot number 7.
$720,000 right now.
The one thing that cheeses me about CGC and ASM 1, they don't note that it's Spider-Man's second appearance. They haven't done it. Not on my copy, Rob. I don't think on yours, right?
I brought it with me.
Yeah.
See, it says no. You're right. It says Origin of Spider-Man Retold.
Yeah, JJ and
first appearance of JJ and Chameleon.
First
Fantastic Four crossover.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, but no second appearance of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or second full.
It'll be interesting to see where that comic ends up next week. You know.
Let's see. I see Papa Willie let me know that I'd be jealous of a Grail that he got last night. All right, I'll have to go check it out. Good luck with that. All right, so I think that's a few schmeckles. All right, let's go ahead and give this a draw here and see who wins our final giveaway of the day, and then we'll get everybody on their way to their next YouTube shows or their football games or whatever else they got going on this evening.
Boom.
62 Lefty Blue. All right.
That sounds like a football call. 62 Lefty Blues.
Exactly, right? All right, let me grab the box here.
Watch your back, Rob.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Chris. You know the routine, brother. Get 62 Lefty Blues, some great books.
Let's go 6 from the front, 2 from the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. And 2 from the back, you said?
Yep.
All right.
All right, let's let it ride. And stop. And those 2 books that your finger splits around. And stop. Bright and early. And those 2 books that your finger splits.
All right.
Wow.
First book up. Web of Spider-Man.
Whoa.
One of those hollow
Cool
variants.
hologram.
Very nice.
Yep, the 90 from the 30th anniversary.
I can remember
cool.
running to the comic shop for those hologram books
Yep.
when they were coming out. All 3 of them. Yeah.
All right. So this is a double signed book signed by Dean White and Danny Meeke. This is the convention exclusive.
Wow.
Well, that
foil
baby blue
variant.
looks great.
Foil variant of All-Star Batman #1.
Wow.
Great paint pen.
So he gives you your convention exclusive variant.
Very nice.
Cool.
Surprised that it's in there.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Micronauts
That's
#1. That's right. The Whitman variant.
Oh my.
funny.
I
Now,
love
that,
when
that shouldn't be in there. Like, I don't care that it's a Whitman variant. Like, come
some
on.
of the
That's
Whitman
a
variants
spec
actually could
book,
be
man. That's a
some of the
big
Whitman variants can actually be more expensive than the non-Whitman variants. My
Yeah,
Shogun Warriors, not my 9.6 Shogun Warriors, is actually more valuable as a Whitman variant than the 9.8 non
That's crazy.
Whitman variant. Yeah.
It shouldn't really be in there.
All right. How about Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Dog of War? This is issue
Cool.
4. It's signed by Michael Chen, and you know it's legit because it's got the Fat Stacks certificate of authenticity. Nothing says authentic like the Fat Stacks seal of authenticity. So congratulations there. And how about not the original run, but yeah, Sandman #1.
Very nice.
Cool.
And my goodness, pulling out the signed books. An homage cover signed by Joe Quinones. How about Gwen the Duck?
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Again, great choice of paint pen.
Yeah, this is you got 3 signed books out of your 6. Congratulations. And one of them double signed, plus the Micronauts #1. That's a great set of books there. 62 Lefty Blue. Make sure you reach on out to me on Instagram with your information so I can get those in the mail to you. And thank you guys all for coming on out to support OnlySlabs. Make sure you check out the link down below to Ken's Instagram and Chris, of course, his Instagram and his YouTube channel. Check all that out. Subscribe if you're not. Hit that thumbs up button. Help get us in front of more eyeballs on the replays. That helps with the ad revenue. Ad revenue all goes to Comics Curing Cancer, as does all that subscriber money. So if you're not a subscriber, maybe think about becoming a subscriber. But if you're not, that's cool too. We appreciate that. All you guys with the super chats, thank you so much for coming on out. And don't forget the Fat Stacks merch. All proceeds from that goes to Comics Curing Cancer. You got that Cancer Sucks code going on this month for free shipping on your orders. Until next time, guys, I want to make sure you guys collect what you want. And don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.